Councillor Murphy on this morning, and he's absolutely correct. The intersection of the Route 60, which is Clifton Bay Highway, and the new bypass road is a mess there. The intent is to make it similar to the intersection where you come up out of Carbonear and hook on to Veterans Memorial, or come up out of Harbour Grace and hook on to Veterans Memorial Highway on your way to Carbonear. I'm sure you're familiar with that intersection.
Sure.
But in this particular case, you've got 2 or 3 other local intersections that really make for a dangerous area, to say the least. And there are signs up and electronic signs asking people to slow down, but you're coming out of a 90-kilometre zone into a 50-kilometre zone very, very quickly. And it's we went looking for lights there a year ago before this was open, and really got nowhere with it. And when I say we, I'm talking about the council in Conception Bay South.
Yeah, I mean, whether it be lights or whether it be the appropriate sort of line markers, it's all going to be extremely important to get it right. It's one thing to put the blacktop down, but if you don't have all the safety measures in place, then it hardly goes far enough. One last question, Rex. I know this is more of a municipal issue, but given your track record as having been a long-serving member of the CBS Town Council, Ken McDonald's out there today talking about the scourge that is the graffiti and the costs associated with removing it every single time. This is a problem that has a lot of different facets to it as well. It's the willingness for some people to go ahead and to vandalize, which they call it graffiti and art. I call it vandalism. And then it's the opportunities to give them something other than vandalism to do. So this is a big problem for municipalities, huge problem in St. John's. How do we start addressing it? Is it a matter of the punishment has to suit the crime, they pay for the removal and what have you, or is it a bigger broad stroke where maybe we need more for young people to do and more attention to making sure that it's available?
Teddy, I know the last conversation that I had in my role on council was that we would be working with a group who were using the new skateboard park and actually provide them with the opportunity to do their own art, to do their own tagging on their own, basically on their own site. In terms of other areas of town, when I was with school district, when I was in high school in St. John's, we learned that we talked very much about and you call it vandalism, and it is vandalism, of the fact that the philosophy was that as soon as you discovered graffiti, you removed graffiti, and eventually it would go away. That worked at the school board. Whether that's something that the town, it's something that I was pushing with the town. Whether they pick it up or not, I guess remains to be seen. But yeah, it comes with a cost. If you've got a building in at our local softball field that's a blue building and it's being graffiti, there should be a tin of blue paint there all the time, so that every morning when it's discovered, it should be covered up.
Yeah,
and that's the philosophy of it. That's very simplistic, but that's the philosophy of it.
Well, and sometimes the simple remedy is sometimes the best as well. Rex, before we run out of time, you got the constituency office open, I assume. People will want to know how to reach out to you now, because there's one thing to reach out to you for sign, quite another to reach out to you to get some action as an elected member. How can they reach you?
Paddy, we're in the process. I've talked this piece about trying to have a presence in the town, and we fully plan on opening up a constituency office in the town of Conception Bay South. The issue now is that office space would have to go to tender, and we could be some months before we get that in place. In the interim, I'll be working out of Confederation Building. I just want to give, I guess, a phone number and email address so that, and this will be going in the local newspaper today as well. The phone number at which I can be reached is 729-3391.
Yep.
And the email is simply rexhillier@gov.nl.ca.
We appreciate your time this morning. One more time, the phone number to reach Mr. Hillier, the representative, now the elected member for CBS, is 729-3391. Congratulations once again, Rex, and good talking to you this morning. Stay in touch.
Thanks, Betty.
All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Rex Hillier, Liberal member, as the Liberal caucus grows. Interesting stuff. Here come the by-elections on the 25th.